What's up? It's Elijah F. This is going to be the start of my journey, trying to get experience, yet at the same time promote a message that I believe is positive towards men, particularly young men such as myself. I am a high school junior at the time. It is currently May 18th, 2020. I am 16 years old. And I have a lot of potential, just like most young men my age do. The thing is, though, despite all the potential that young men and older men have, there is a harsh change of events or a change in the status quo of the way men are seen in society in the 21st century, particularly in the way masculinity is portrayed, and how positive that is for a community, for people, for a family, for women. People label these negative or changing in these of aspects of masculinity as toxic masculinity. And toxic masculinity is what mostly liberals believe are values that diminish men and cause them bad traits, such as affiliating themselves in a gang, or thinking less of themselves, or acting out in a way with emotion and anger that brings harm to other people. Toxic masculinity is a type of thing that you hear or see when a man is yelling at his wife for, making a simple mistake or hitting his children. Toxic masculinity is the peer pressure that men give each other in groups of friends, telling him, hey, I dare you, if you don't talk to that girl, you're a pussy. If you don't smoke this blunt with me, you're a bitch. All these things, I agree, are bad. But toxic masculinity seems to get in the way of what I believe is actually proper masculinity. That of being assertive, being a strong leader, being able to hold yourself up in spite of challenges. Today, we are faced with a pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever it is labeled as. And men are faced with the opportunity to be assertive, to show off their masculinity again. Prior to this, the world was pretty much stagnant. Of course, there's always conflict around. But here where I live in America, despite my Colombian flag, in New York particularly, it's actually mostly peaceful. If you're able to watch this on any device, you have at least some peace. There's people out there in the world that don't even have access to a simple phone. I'm very lucky. I have an iPhone 11, and in the back you can't see, but a MacBook Pro that I got for Christmas. So I'm very fortunate to have these things, but a lot of people don't, especially in countries like where I'm from, in Colombia, and the rest of Latin America. But that, I digress. That's another issue. We, as men, particularly young men as I am, can grow in ways that people, mostly liberals, mostly people that are strengthening women instead of strengthening young men like me, think we can't do. We still have the ability to work out. We still have the ability to read books. I'm currently reading A Long Walk to Freedom, autobiography by Nelson Mandela. We have the ability to change our bodies through what we drink, a protein shake, made myself with home ingredients. Organize our rooms. My room is pretty clean. This is half of it, I must say. And just simply get our lives together. We are presented as young men in high school or college. Time. We've always had this time, but we've never, up until now, really had the ability to question what we do with our time. At the beginning of quarantine, I thought to myself, oh, this is going to be an easy summer, an easy rest of the school year. I'm going to get work done, which I didn't, but now I am. I learned my lesson. And then I'm going to fuck off and do homework, and not do homework, and do video games with my friends online. This didn't last. It lasted, like I say, a month until I really just shuttered myself in my room or wherever else I was staying at and just, reflecting. Like, is this really what I'm going to do with the rest of my time? I have so much more time than I actually originally thought I had, that video games isn't going to be enough to fill it and distract me from issues that I have personally. Video games was my escape from the world around me. Video games, I realize now, aren't the best type of escape, for me particularly. And video games is a whole nother argument, but right now, video games are not where I want to spend my time. I'd rather spend my time outside with friends. And honestly, with a pandemic going around, it's much more difficult than possible. But I've actually completed it. And a lot of cities, states, countries are opening up again. So things are looking bright, even with whatever the media is portraying out there with, be cautious, cases are still going up, whatever. The point is, we're all gonna die. Okay, that was very drastic change of messages, but we're all gonna die. I'm gonna die. I could die right now while recording this video. Life can be like that sometime. But right now, I still have the ability to talk, record myself, and eventually publish this. Right now, I'm living in the present, focusing on myself, looking into the camera, trying to give out a message and get practice, experience of what I want to be and do in the future. Despite a pandemic, despite whatever society tells us young men, of what we can and cannot do, we still have the ability to be great. We still have the ability to lead our brothers and sisters, even our parents, our friends, the boys, our homies, and even some girlfriends, and whoever else. We have the ability to teach people from our mistakes, teach them better, show them a better path, instead of following whatever social media is telling them they should buy, or whatever stupid dances they should be doing on TikTok or whatever. Who cares about that stuff? When you're applying for a job and all people see is you dancing, unless you're trying to be a dancer, who's gonna hire you? Do you really want that type of job? Family just came home. I'm gonna cut the video here. Thank you.